Happy July 11th. It is August 11th. It is 3:51 p.m. I got back about an hour ago from Yonge and Eglinton Avenue East. I traveled through Union Station and I took the GO train and the subway. Um, I I need to talk about something. I had a job interview today, so I'll find out what happens. There are three things I detest. I don't say hate because I don't hate. Detest, which is actually the same, but it's a different vernacular. I detest liars. I detest people who hurt children and animals, and I detest those who constantly keep people down using words or anything, you know what I mean, push them down and everything like that. There was a lot of conversation going on. I came to the knowledge that Jonas Regato had said a statement from the stage at Catch the Fire Toronto or New Beginning Fellowship, whichever, I don't know what they call themselves these days. The reality is that I see a lot of black. I actually, I wondered, it was actually said to me that I was actually someone, I had left this earth. Someone thought I had left this earth. And someone thought that they hadn't seen me around for a while, that they had gotten to me, and I had left this earth. So I didn't. Jonas Regato did actually speak about the, I'm trying to get into my chart and donate. I have to read a few things to you because, there we go. This is going to be a long one. I saw a lot of black today, and Jonas Regato had spoken a lot about lying. He actually lied. He was speaking about me lying. He was speaking about the fact that I was actually assaulted by Dallas Winston, and he said that was true, but that I had spent some time in a mental wellness facility, which I did not actually. I had actually spent some time on the couch, on my chaise. The reason I'm saying that is because I had actually, what had happened was when Dallas Winston assaulted me, my doctor had given me a, 8 to 10 days where I had actually had to be flat on, I should have been hospitalized, but he said you can just, they released me. It wasn't a fracture. I had x-rays and everything. And what I'm trying to do right now, and the reason why I have ADHD, okay, so I'm trying to bring this up so I can read it, so, because Jonas Regato had actually said some lies about me. He said, number one, that I had scammed my way into my building. That's the biggest thing going around too. Number two, that I had spent some time in a mental wellness facility, which I have not. I wanted to read the doctor's notes here, and I don't have it. I'm trying to get them to send the code to verify my identity, but I can't. So let me just keep trying here while I'm talking. So I'm gonna see how that goes with that. They have to, the two-step for security, that's what's going on with my chart. See? Can you see? No, you can't. My chart. That's what I'm trying to do. he said that there's also going around that. So I was assaulted, and there was a police report against Dallas Winston. So I'm gathering the part that he had said that everybody has to wear black because they think I'm lying and I have millions of dollars in my bank account, that I scam my way into my apartment, and that I don't pay my rent. So we'll deal with that in a minute. This is my, ouch. I am trying to show you my injury. I don't know if you can see it. That's my injury. Right there. And it goes all the way down my leg. Jonas Regatta, and then here, which is all healed actually. So when Dallas Winston threw me on Lakeshore Boulevard West, and he pushed me, they had thought it was a fracture, 3 places in my leg, but it wasn't. And what you saw was it's like a ball. Looks like a tennis ball. Looks like a tennis ball in there. So essentially, it's not. It's severe tissue damage, and it was almost broken. I believe that I was healed as I continued in the ER. That I was healed, and I am healing. But the problem is with me is that I don't sit for too long. To me, to have to sit for 8 days on my chaise and do nothing, literally do nothing. I got involved in watching McCloud's Daughters on my Tubi, and I can't. For the first part of it, for about 4 or 5 days, I couldn't shower because my legs weren't stable enough to stand in the shower, you know. So I ended up just doing the sponge bath and everything. I am going to try to continue to get that up, but my doctor had ordered me to be basically housebound for 8 to 10 days. And when I went out, and I went down to, I got my check, and I went down to Winners, and I bought some things. I was wearing my dress, and those of you who saw me downtown, you noticed there was the injury. My feet are swollen, and I have a burn mark on the back of my neck. Jonas Regatta also spoke about the fact that, okay, first of all, this is proof of my hydro bill. This is a hydro bill dating back from May 18th. I think I've spoken about this before. I get the Ontario electricity program. It's a benefit in which they go based on your income. And because I'm on Ontario Disability Support Program, I get $68 plus the energy benefit. That's right across the board on Ontario energy benefit. Maybe it's a federal benefit. Anyway, that's about $16, $17. I get about $84 in credits on my hydro bill. My hydro bill this month was a credit of $18.99. My hydro bill last month was a credit of $16.52. I'm also in the low income. It's a low income. It's called the Dress for Success Assistance Program for newcomers and low income over at Rogers. I have gotten a new phone, and my Rogers Wi-Fi is $115 a month, mostly because of the fact that I have low income, and they've given me another benefit for that. So that's what I get for that. Let's talk about the scamming now. Most of you know that back last summer for 3 weeks, well, let's go, we'll start in June. In June, I spent a week at my friend's place up in North York, and then I spent 2 weeks staying at the Terminal 1 Toronto Airport. And then after that, 2 weeks, I spent another half a week at my other friend's place in Scarborough. And then after that, I went to an Airbnb for a couple of weeks. And then they thought I had a blood clot in my leg. And I had soft tissue damage in my left knee because Jonas Regatta pushed me off a TTC bus at Lakeshore Boulevard West. And after the Airbnb, I was in the hospital for 2 nights, and I couldn't pay. I was trying to set up something that I could stay for more than a couple of days, like a long-term situation, which some Airbnbs do, but I couldn't. So I ended up in a shelter for 3 weeks on Britannia Road called Sacred Hand. I've spoken about this many times before. It was actually, I've also given my speech. I gave my speech up at City Hall, and that's why. So then I came here. Please be advised, this is actually, okay, I was in 204 upstairs, and that is I was rooming with a young girl who she's Indigenous, and found out that she herself had some mental issues, and she was a crack addict, and unfortunately she left this earth of a crack overdose. And anyways, so her father had wrote this for me. He was the leaseholder, and I rented the room. So Michelle Verhaven has agreed to rent a room at 204 2666 Lakeshore Boulevard West, starting on August 1st, 2025. This is a shared accommodation with rental terms of $1,100 per month and share cost of hydro and Wi-Fi. I paid extra for Wi-Fi too. I hold a lease at this location, and payment for Michelle's share of the rent and hydro should come to me directly on the 1st of each month, which I did. I e-transferred to Anthony Romado every month. Then something happened. This young girl, she actually got a boyfriend who was 15 years old, a crack dealer. I didn't like him, I didn't approve of him. He abused her daughter, and I spoke to the father of her daughter about that as well. So because of that, and because of the situation going on with her, this letter was written that he had revoked permission for me to live on 204. I spoke to the landlord, and I told him about how I came from a shelter and I lived here, and he brought me down to this apartment, which was empty at the time, and he asked me how much could I afford, and I said, okay, $1,250, and he said, no, $1,550, and I said, well, I'm not working right now, so we agreed on $1,300. Now, I'm on ODSP. A lot of you people, everybody knows that if you've been following. So, my office is at the Parkdale. It's on Dufferin Street in Parkdale. So, some people, what they can do is with their landlords, and I did this back when I lived in St. Catharines, is pay a direct deposit form for the landlord, so they get it directly into your account, and I get what's left over. I asked them if he wanted it. All they had to do was sign a form. So, this is my authorization for Pay Direct. Right? Michelle Verhaven, my member ID. Ontario Disability Support Program staff to pay my rent directly to the landlord in the amount of $1,300. And then I was dated, and then it said the landlord's name, address, his phone number, his signature, my signature, and the amount, $1,300. That's not a scam, my friends. That's not a scam, John Osugato. That's not a scam, Sandra Long. That is this is a form to sign. Now, then he's very, he does suffer from Alzheimer's, okay? He doesn't know where I live. He doesn't know who lives in his building. He gets angry and whatever. So he suffers from some kind of form of dementia. Anyways, so I gave him these bank drafts. Every month I come and I paid him bank drafts. I paid $10, $9.95, and I would get bank drafts because I don't have checks. I don't have a checkbook. I'm not spending $80 to get a checkbook for one person. And then I actually have these. He didn't sign it. So that's fine. So Jonas Regato thinks that I scammed my way into an apartment, which I did not scam my way into an apartment because I have permission. I have I have information that went to ODSP because ODSP has to know where I'm living, and so you can't scam your way into an apartment and receive your full ODSP check. The other thing is that because this individual has a dementia and he gets angry, she had sent back some of my mail, as well as some gift cards that somebody sent me, as well as a $50,000 check. And Alila Romanato, my former roommate, got a $3,000 check, and she ripped it up. So $55,000 is owed to me. I haven't spoken about that. I pay my rent every month, and that's it. The other thing is that people say I don't pay my rent, and I go out and spend thousands of dollars. I was at IKEA. I spent $278. I think I've been speaking about that as well. Is the fact that I have very little on my account. That I have my father gives me the money, and he tells me how to spend it, where to spend it, and exactly how much to spend. The other thing is that black. Everybody's wearing black because Jonas Regato said wear black because of the fact that you think I'm lying, you think I have a mental issue. You, first and foremost, I think you know the truth. Those of you, I know you're trying to make a statement, you're trying to tell me something that you don't agree with. A lot of people won't agree. The way I live my life, besides prayer and giving everything over to our Heavenly Father, is the fact is I know there will always be people that don't like me. There will always be people that don't agree with me. There will always be people that say things about me that aren't true. I know what the truth is, and those who know me and those who wish to, I'm not telling you to do anything that you don't want to do. I'm not telling anybody to speak or wear whatever colors because of me. I am actually, look who's speaking. Jonas Regato has attacked the Nigerian community. Murray Smith, Jonas Regato has, first let's talk about him. He's made numerous children leave this earth. I know what he's done to the Nigerian community. I know that he has taken the Nigerian young girls, and he not only has he used them for pornography, but he's beaten them, he's lacerated feet, and he's done other things, and then when he's done, he whips out a pair of hoop earrings and throws it at them. Murray Smith has attacked a number of young girls and a number of boys and a number of children. He's a pedophile. They speak from a pulpit, that will look after, if you're a single mother, and will spend special time and have that as a special time for your son or daughter so they can have a father figure in their life. Well, that's not what our Heavenly Father wanted. We all know that Jonas Regato is actually have a mental issue. He spent some time in a facility down in Brazil. He's married. He claimed that I was his companion. He's like in his 30s, I'm 56. I admitted to being Duncan Smith's companion, and that was it. However, he admitted that I wasn't. Let's talk about Murray Smith. How many of you young girls out there have been raped and had a raping schedule at conferences on Sunday afternoons at the Church of the Queensway, different churches in the area, by Murray Smith, and young boys and young girls and little boys and little girls, including his own children, young children. Let's talk about Dallas Winston. Dallas Winston not only assaulted me with a weapon and intended on making me leave this earth, but let's talk about how he has attacked different communities and young girls. And let's talk about what Norman Brown has done, and how Norman Brown is a pedophile and has made 3 or 4 young girls, my spiritual nieces and my spiritual nephews, leave this earth. Let's talk about how, so do you see where I'm going with this, people? Because you're angry and you think I'm not telling the truth, and you think I have a mental issue because a man, boy man, that's what I call him, without any courage, stood up and read a statement from Ash and Murray Smith, a known pedophile, Ash is a known crack addict, and made that statement, but you know the truth. And I'm not speaking anything out that people don't know with wearing those colors, beige and black and beige and black and red, beige and black and green, beige and black and purple, beige and black and orange, beige and black and pink, beige and black and blue, beige and black and peach, beige and black and white, beige and black and brown, beige and black and yellow. I said yellow, beige and black. I'm not speaking out anything that you don't know, right? I'm not the one. I've been spoken about the fact that yes, I was without an address 3 times, but that was as a result of Duncan Smith, and that was as a result of Sandra Long, and that was as a result of Kate Dental Smith, right? And Jonas Ferrado and others. I've made mistakes, but our Heavenly Father has given me the ability through social media, but He's given me the ability, He's given me an apartment, He's given me finances, He's given me the abundance, He's given me prosperity, He's given me truth, and I'm speaking the truth out to each and every one of you. You wear what you want to wear, but condemnation does not belong with me. Anger does not belong to me. I will not accept that because of the truth and because of a man who stood there and read a statement that was written from a pedophile, that was written from a crack addict, that was written, and their charge. The police have files upon files upon files of the investigation, not only with me, but the investigation of people who have come forward. They have pictures, they have everything. So wear what you want to wear, because Ash is calling it a cult. She's a cult of the cult. Okay, whatever. Ash doesn't know. I've never liked Ash. That's not a secret. Personally, I think that she has a lot of issues in terms of not only being a crack addict, but she really has not any kind of an education or brain. She may have a brain, but she does not have an education about certain things from this country. And she does not know certain things. And that's gotten Casa Fire Toronto into a lot of trouble. That on a legal standpoint, we're not talking about Murray and his insatiable urge and his insatiable hunger for you little boys and little girls, right? Okay, and I know this for a fact. So you come to and you make the decision based on who's telling the truth, what has happened. I can only tell you, I could show you paperwork, documents signed. I can't get into my chart right now because of the verification, and it's not giving me what I need. But all you know is that I do tell the truth. You make the decision for yourself. You have a brain in your head. Your children, you look at your children and you know what's happened to your children. As parents, you know what happened to your children. As teachers, you know what happened to the children in your class. As young women and young men who's gone to conferences, you know what's happened, okay? I have my own things going on right now. I also want to speak about the DeLoreans and the music in South Etobicoke. I know who drives them. I know why they're down here. They're terrorizing the community, and they're terrorizing me in order to get me out because they want me to move to Hamilton, of which I'm not moving to Hamilton or St. Catharines or anything. Okay, so I'm here forever, for good. The money that's owed to me, and I know that's been stolen by the enemy, and I just pray and constantly every day for whatever curses that they're putting down on me. You can believe in that. You don't have to. You can believe that it will turn into blessings. The other thing, the money, I know that our Heavenly Father is providing for me and has provided for me. And I pray for each and every one of you daily. Know that. And yeah, I guess we can look at what Donna Sugato has done, and I could get really upset and angry what they're continuing to do in terms of bomb threats and showing up at Union Station. There was a bomb threat at Union Station today, and because I was at Union. Calling into TTC, and I know that's another thing that people don't agree with. That TTC, I had heard from a Toronto police officer that TTC has actually allowed me to travel around Etobicoke without paying because of what I've done in terms of telling people, telling the police and revealing about what has happened in the church. Council Fire Toronto and the leaders there. I want you to know something. I am going to be loading up my Press Pass. And I know, and I'm so thankful to members of the TTC and members of Go Metrolink on the Go Transit. However, there was a situation today when a supervisor who was very condescending towards me, and when a certain individual went up and said, well, do you know who she is? And they said, well, that's Melanie. And I said, no, it's not Melanie, it's Michelle Verhaven. Melanie Regado is not Melanie Regado, it's Michelle Verhaven. So that's the problem, right? I run into where people think that it's that I'm Melanie, and I'm not Melanie. The other thing is that's why I wear certain clothes, but she has worn certain clothes around here, and so I have to be careful about what I wear because of what she buys and what she wears and everything. So anyway, so I have those those situations that I come up against, and that's just the enemy. And then I have situations where the police actually, were called in over at Eglinton subway station. They were looking for Dallas Winston, and they were called in over to Union Station because they were looking for Dallas Winston as well at Union Station, and because of what was called in. So those are situations that I have to come up against, and those are situations where it's the constant lies, and our Heavenly Father calls them roadblocks that the enemy puts in front. And the only way that I can continue to remove the roadblocks is to pray and to give it over to Him. So I know all of you who are wearing black because of Jonas Regado, all of you who are angry, all of you who think I've lied, I haven't lied. Look who's speaking. Look that you know the truth. You know what he's doing. You know what Dallas is doing. You know what Marie's doing, and you know what Norman Brown has done. So what they're doing and what they've done. So that's all you have to do is look at the truth. And believe me, I pray for you every single day. Okay? Thank you.